Alright you guys, so the first kick that we're going to be covering today is the basic front snap kick to the groin or body. Now here's what I want you guys to think with this one. A lot of times when we're trying to do a front snap kick for height, we're thinking about bringing this knee up as high as we can. Because as we bring that knee up, wherever your knee is pointed is where the kick is going to end. But here's what I want you guys to think about. If we're going to be throwing a front snap kick for self-defense, we're going to be hitting to the groin, to the lower body. We're going to be hitting all the soft stuff down here. So here's what I want you guys to think. We pick up this knee to here. Now, what this allows us to do is instead of just using our quad and hips, we're now incorporating our abs and our obliques to bring power into that kick. And remember you guys, you're probably going to be wearing shoes if you have to defend yourself. So instead of kicking with the ball of the foot with this one, I like to kick with the instep and toes, because if you catch someone low underneath or in the body, that's going to work a lot better if you're wearing shoes. So let me show you the technique from here. We're going to bring our knee like this. So instead of our knee up, it's going to be in line with our other knee. Feel like you're opening this knee back as much as you can while also pulling this shoulder blade back. So our hands are up, here, extend, and come back. Show you guys that from here. Up, extend, and come back. Slower, up, and come back. Alright, so one of the nice things about this is we can fake people. We can fake them and make them believe that we're coming here to the upper body and then coming down underneath. And I know you guys are like, hey, that's a cheap shot. Well, if we're defending ourselves and we're protecting our life for people we care about, I'm not too concerned with cheap shots, okay? So we're here, as soon as he comes in, bam, I can kick right to here, or I can kick to the body and pull back fast enough where nobody grabs my leg. Alright, I'll show you guys. First, at the groin area, you always want to remember we're putting more energy into our pullback than the kick itself. We never want to kick and then just let it drop here. We always want to be prepared to throw another technique after we kick. So we want to think kick and then be in this position, either punch or kick and then pull back to here and be prepared to defend and counter. Show you guys one more time. We're sparring. You can feint here, bam, and come forward. Or you can feint here, bam, kick and pull back. Always looking at your opponent's eyes. Alright, so for the next kick, we're going to be working on push front kick. Now, one of the main differences with this kick as opposed to our standard front snap kick is this one we're going to be driving out with the heel. Now, I know what you guys are probably thinking with this one. This kick, if we're not fast, is the perfect one for somebody to grab us and bring us to the ground. That's why you need to make sure you know when and when not to use this kick and to swap it out for the kick that we just did. So here's the first thing I want you guys to think about before we get into the self-defense aspect of this. We're going to bring our knee in and drive. Now when we're driving like that, we're supporting ourselves with our core. We want to imagine this kick like we're kicking down a door. So knee in, drive with the heel and come back. In and drive and come back. One of the reasons this kick is a little bit better than the last kick for certain situations is because you can get a lot more power. You can really drive somebody back. If somebody's bringing you into a corner and your hands are up here, you can really drive them back like you're doing a leg press and kick them away. The only thing I want you guys to remember when you're doing this kick, always emphasize the pullback, either from stepping forward or pulling back fast. So from here, if Preston is getting in a little bit too close, his hands are up, I don't know what to do from here, I can grab and pull from here. I can go on an angle, I can turn it over from here, but we always want to make sure that we know where his hands are going. Because as soon as I come up to here, he can bring this arm underneath, and now I'm on the ground, which is what I don't want to do, okay? Always be aware of where his hands are. If I'm here, I pull and kick. If you want to be extra mean, you can pull and kick to the groin with the heel. Okay? Alright, so one of the things I want you guys to think about with this kick is we're really driving out. We don't want to stop with this kick. We want to think we push and push back. So here, supporting with the core, kick and pull back. You guys again, kick and drive back. So we really want to be thinking that we're kicking with the heel. So imagine what I was just showing you guys. If we were grabbing onto somebody's arms, driving them back, that gives us an opportunity, besides doing a lot of damage, to either run away if we have to, or prepare for that next attack. So you guys, one more time, hands up, drive past, back to starting position. Our last kick we're going to be doing today is a low side kick. Now, they call side kick the heart of Taekwondo. Most of the times, if you guys envision a Taekwondo side kick, you're gonna think a vertical side kick way up here, showing how strong and flexible and balanced you are. For this kick though, I want for us to really be thinking more about the self-defense application. Now, I wanna tell you guys something real quick before we get into this. The reason why we train side kicks for that height is so that you can become more comfortable with lower kicks. Obviously, we're not gonna be kicking somebody that tall unless, kicking a basketball player, I guess. But the reason why we practice that is the more comfortable we get with this much height, the more comfortable we can get kicking a little bit lower. Now what I mean by that is every time we work on kicking at this height, we're strengthening the muscles and stretching out the antagonistic muscles for that side kick. So if you guys can kick all the way up here, you're not gonna have to worry about kicking down here. But here's the catch. If you can only kick at waist height and you decide to use that for self-defense, it's not gonna work as well as it could. If you're kicking for self-defense, you're probably gonna be kicking to the body or to the knee. If you're really gonna kick to the jaw, you better be able to kick about a foot or two higher than the jaw so that you're very comfortable in that position. But enough of that. Let me demonstrate how to do this against an opponent. When we're using this kick for self-defense, we always wanna remember which leg does the opponent have forward. If they have this leg forward, we wanna be stepping to the outside. So if his hands are up, I wanna grab, step out, and break the knee from here before he has the chance to turn and punch. But if you look at this now, this is where his attention is gonna be, and I have control of this. So as soon as he tries to turn and throw any sort of a punch, I'm the one in control. I'm the one who can come here, and I can block and beat him to it, okay? So if that leg is forward, one more time if your hands are up, I come from here, either kick to the body or step out and kick to the knee. If his other leg is forward from here, I'm just thinking coming in and breaking here. Now this one is a little bit more dangerous and you guys gotta make sure you really put in a lot of power. But you see his leg positioning there? If you stomp and drive your weight onto this back leg, that leg's gonna bend this way. But here's the catch with that. Just that alone might not be enough power. You need to imagine we're sitting back on this leg. It's not just the extension, it's the body weight. So you guys one more time. Extension, body weight. Now when I demonstrate the side kick to you guys, I'm obviously not gonna be kicking too low because Preston's a good friend of mine, I don't wanna hurt him. But I'm gonna show you guys how you would use this kick more to the body. If your hands are up, always make the person believe that you're not going to be using a kick. So hands come up, drive from underneath. Hands come up, drive from underneath. If you need to get a little bit more power or range out of this, you can push off with this back leg. So if he's really close, I just kick from here. If he's a little bit further away like that, I'm here, drive off from that back leg. All right, awesome job today, you guys. I hope everybody had some fun, learned something a little bit new. Always remember, we have to understand our opponent. When we're defending ourselves, it's not just about what you're doing. We also have to make sure that we can envision what they might do and understand how to react to every situation.